Here's another possible danger in the mouth to think about. Pharmaceutical giant GlaxoSmithKline has taken a big step of warning doctors about the dangers posed by its denture cream. The company has announced it's removing zinc from its denture adhesive products because of health concerns from its customers. Joining us right now is Ed Blizzard of Blizzard, McCarthy Nabers, who is representing many local families who believe they were harmed by denture cream. I don't think a lot of people would ever think about something that you put in your mouth to keep your dentures in would hurt you, but you've got quite a few cases.
Yes, you know, it looks like a tube of toothpaste, and so people think that they can use as much of it as they would like to keep their teeth in their mouth, but in fact denture cream contains high concentrations of zinc, and too much zinc can cause severe nerve damage.
Are you concerned about labeling on the packaging, that it didn't perhaps warn people better of this, or were people just not paying attention?
Well, until very recently there was absolutely nothing on the package that said that there was even zinc in the product, much less warn people about any adverse health consequences. More recently, as you mentioned, Glaxo has removed zinc from the product, but Fixodent has left a zinc in it, and you can see the box here, which has some information about the levels of zinc in it now. But when you get to the age where you're using denture cream, it gets very hard to read this kind of print. Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your clients. What are some of the symptoms that they were experiencing that I guess a doctor has tied to zinc usage?
Yes, they have what's called a neuropathy. Most often it starts in the feet or hands, and then it extends up the legs or arms. And what it causes is a loss of sensation. They can't feel their feet. They can't move their feet sometimes. So we have some clients who've ended up in wheelchairs. We have some clients who use canes or walkers to get around. We even have one client who passed away from this disease.
And they think doctors have tied that to high levels of zinc?
Yes. The client who passed away, ultimately it extended into his chest, and or his diaphragm, and he couldn't breathe. He was completely bedridden at the time he passed away. It was sort of like a Lou Gehrig syndrome that he had, and the doctor who took care of him at the VA hospital in Charleston, South Carolina, has actually published a paper on this.
How do you go about defending a case like this? Because I'm sure a drug maker would say zinc is found in a lot of different products. It's found in supplements. How can you go about proving that it came from a particular product?
Well, here, what causes the neuropathy is a copper deficiency. And so high levels of zinc have been linked to copper deficiency for years and years. And there's very little else that will produce copper deficiency. So it's relatively easy for us, if somebody has a high zinc level and a low copper level, to establish that their nerve damage was caused by their denture cream.
What would you tell somebody who uses denture cream who perhaps suffered some of these symptoms and said, oh my goodness, I never would have put the fact that I can't feel my feet, I never would have tied that with the fact that I was putting something in my mouth?
Certainly. Well, you can actually get a simple blood test, which will measure your zinc level and measure your copper level, and will also measure your B12 level to exclude a B12 deficiency from being the actual cause of the neuropathy. So by getting a simple blood test while you're still using denture cream, you can establish whether the nerve damage you have is caused by the denture cream. How
hard is it to take these particular cases, and I know there's a lot of them across the country, and go up against a huge pharmaceutical giant?
Well, that's what we really do in a lot of the cases that we handle. And if we have the facts, if we believe we're right, and we have the resources to take them on. And in this case, I think that both companies don't have much of a defense. Really, the only thing they've done is to say that people used an excessive amount of the denture cream. But of course, people didn't know that what they were using was an excessive amount, because there was no labeling that indicated it was dangerous.
Well, we certainly hope that the awareness is brought about this, and at least labeling is starting to change. That product has been taken out of quite a few of the denture creams, and people just need to know to read up on it and know what they're putting in their mouth.
Absolutely.
Ed Blizzard, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you, Melissa.